You're quite close to the microphone there.
That's where I normally am.
You're definitely not always there. Move back a bit.
Here.
That's closer. Why are you moving closer? That's closer. Why are you doing that on purpose? Are you doing that on purpose?
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Just there. Why have you forgotten how to use a microphone?
We're not recording yet, are we?
No, but you're just a little bit getting on my nerves.
Why?
Because you know how to use a microphone. You've been in all 15 episodes of this, haven't you?
What's that over there?
Where?
Is that a spider?
Where?
Over by the signage?
In the corner?
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
I'm sure I saw something.
I think you're just trying to scare me. Was it moving?
Yeah, it was hanging down in the air on its web.
Okay, I'll go and have a look.
Hmm.
I can't see anything. Maybe it's climbed at the wall.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's hiding in one of the boxes of books.
Oh, don't say that. I hate spiders. Careful, because it was a big one. I don't want it to run out at me.
Well, I can't see it anywhere. It must have gone now. I thought it might be behind those boxes, but maybe it's gone underneath.
Oh, well, never mind. Can you ask people to come and pick up their pumpkins, please? I don't really want them to hang around for ages like they did last year. Because remember when that customer slipped?
It went down like a sack of potatoes.
I don't want any more pumpkin-related injuries, and to be honest, I'm just sick of seeing the things around the shop.
So give them away for free?
We can't charge money for pumpkins that aren't even ours.
Not even like 50p?
And use the money for what?
Our staff snack fund.
Are you joking?
Well, if we got tips, we would get tips, but we don't, so we never get anything nice.
What about those chocolates we got sent from head office at one time?
Yeah, that one time.
That was nice of them.
They were revolting.
Jess, they weren't.
It's so close to the microphone. Why didn't you eat any of the chocolates then?
Because I don't like that kind of chocolate.
Revolting
know
chocolate,
that.
you mean? Revolting chocolate. Neither do I. I don't like it either. It's
You
gross.
can't charge for the pumpkins. Just tell everyone they'll be at the front of the store and to take them as they please from tomorrow morning.
Does that mean we have to make space for them at the front of the shop today?
We'll do it today, yeah.
Ah.
Jess, it won't take that long.
There are like 300 pumpkins.
Jess, there are 22 pumpkins.
I think I'm going to be working on my podcast all of today anyway, so...
Well, I'm sure you can at least help Melissa and me make some spare.
What was that? You just broke the microphone.
There's the spider up there. Can you see it?
It went all funny.
Up there, right next to the pipe. There, can you see it? It's up really
Uh,
high.
Andrew, I can't see it at all.
It's right up there. It was right there.
Oh, it's not there now.
I can't believe it. It was just dangling up high and then kept dropping down really quickly and then climbing back up again. How did you not see it?
Oh, I don't know.
God, I hate spiders. Where's it
Yeah.
gone?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. It was right there.
Maybe you imagined it.
No, I...
Was it going up and down really fast?
Yeah, like really, really, really fast.
Would you say it was almost like someone was pulling on a string to make it go up and down?
Yeah, it was that exactly like that. Exactly like that. You'd think someone...
What?
You'd think someone was doing it.
There's just some invisible string on my finger, see? Ee, ooh, ee, ooh. Going up and down. Just a big old toy spider. Andrew? Andrew? Okay, well, I guess he really is scared of spiders after all. Okay, well, might as well start then. Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Discount Bookshop podcast. My name's Jess, and as always, I'm your host as I guide you through your Discount Bookshop journey. No, on your Discount Bookshop voyage. That's so embarrassing. I'm here to tell you all of what you need to know of the Discount Bookshop. What I remember to tell you anyway. Just some notices to start off. I've been getting quite a few emails about items which have been left in our stores. The thing is, when I first started this podcast, other stores kept sending me lost property from their stores in the hope that I'd get sick of them clogging up my store and I would announce what I had on the podcast and reunite everything with their owners and, you know, blah, 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 blah. What actually happened was I did get sick of seeing the items. So what I did was instead I sent an email out to everyone saying don't send lost property to my store. Instead, send it to, all to the following address. And then I gave the address, funny story, I gave the address of a fictional town. Now, I felt that this was clearly a joke. But I've since been getting email after email of, did you receive the teddy bear I found in my store? Did you receive the violin? Did you receive the bus pass or the classic board game Frustration? The fact is I didn't receive any of those because you've all posted them to a town called Rainbow Castleton on the Water, and that's not a real place. Where has all the lost property gone? Well, I guess it's property which has been now lost for a second time. I have no idea where any of it is. Maybe I should have clarified in the email that I was joking. But to be honest, it is company policy that whenever you post anything, it should have a return address on it in case it can't be delivered. And it's not a real town, so it couldn't be delivered. So, you know, whose fault is it really? I was under a lot of stress at the time and thought to myself, do you know what? If you've left your Puppycorn Princess loyalty card in one of our stores, you're probably not that loyal to Puppycorn Princess, are you? Yes, that's aimed at you, 7-year-old Barney Owen, whose mum has emailed me 6 times. You shouldn't have been so careless, should you? God. Anyway, please send any complaints to customer services. Other notices. Martin McCall, your manager, said that if you're late to work today, you're fired. You know who you are, so I hope you're listening. Gracie Edwards and Pedro Peters, the supervisors of our store in St Albans, will be unofficially selling produce grown on their shared allotment from behind the till. They say that they misjudged their growing ability and are now desperate to give away their produce. They are offering cucumbers, potatoes, leeks, broccoli, courgettes, as well as lettuces and cabbages, which in my opinion are basically the same thing. One is for lunch and one is for tea. All are on sale for 5p each, so if you're interested, they say that you should go up to the till in St Albans and say the following. Hi, I've brought in my donation for the Great Vegetable Race. The staff member will then tap their nose with their right index finger, responding with, and who is it that you wish to sponsor for the Great Vegetable Race? You then reply with, I'd like to donate 5p to Mr. Leek, 15p to Mrs. Cabbage, 10p to Mr. Courgette, and so on. It's possible that you might hear, I'm sorry, but Mrs. Cabbage, for example, has received too many donations now, and that means that the cabbages have sold out. Gracie and Pedro have asked me to stress, however, that they have bloody millions of veg, so I wouldn't worry about them running out. They did say to look out for Roger, the store manager, though, because apparently he's a total bore and will tell head office. But apart from him, everyone else is fine for this little secret arrangement. The shop within the shop. Okay, and last few mentions. Can whoever who is working in the Watch It branch stop stealing other staff members' bottles of fizzy pop, please? Bethany Pugh in the Barnstaple branch, can you please stop showing everyone the graze on your knee and instead seek medical attention? And finally, if anyone wants to pre-order the Discount Bookshop's 2022 Christmas album, please let me know by 9 AM on the 15th of November. Head office said they need to know how many people will buy it before they bother recording it. Their words, not mine. Now moving on to this month's special guest. As I mentioned at the end of episode 14, we have had a Halloween competition. To write a family-friendly but spooky short story was the task. And I can now reveal to you that the winner of the under-18s category was 6-year-old Toby Lamb. Yes, Toby wrote a story about a ghostly yet friendly cat called Cecil, with whom he went on many adventures. In this particular story, Toby's main character Toby and his ghostly cat Cecil set about chasing what is described in the story as being a little brown small mouse with big huge gigantic ears which are pink as well. Hilarity ensues. As the ghostly cat pounces on the living mouse, only to go straight through it, because, well, the cat's a ghost and the mouse is alive. So yeah, really funny and really spooky. So well done again, Toby. Pretty good for a 6-year-old, though I have to say I suspect you have had a lot of help from an adult or two. Not against the rules, but not really in the spirit of the competition. So just something to think about there, Toby. Anyway, I suppose you're technically the winner. So if you'd like to pop into your local branch of the Discount Bookshop to pick up your complete collection of Rowan Dale books, then do that then. Don't go to more than one branch though, will you? Because otherwise you'll be given more than one set of books and you've only won one. I mean, you could get hundreds if you went to every store. In hindsight, I feel like maybe we didn't think that through very well. Anyway, now on to the winner of the over 18s category, and the winner is, well, why don't we tell her right now? I mean, tell them right now, because you don't know yet who the winner is. So here they are. Hello, Amber Coombe.
No, I don't think I'm going to bother because, last time I did that, he just escaped. Oh, yeah. Because you know that area? Behind the wheel. Where he always makes his bed. Yeah, he climbed through a gap behind there and I couldn't find him for about 2 days.
Amber, congratulations. You are this year's win.
Oh, yeah, I did, but he didn't come
Can you
back.
hear me?
And I bought one of those hamster whistles online. Have you seen those?
Amber?
Yeah.
Amber?
Well, they don't work. Either that or he was just ignoring me, and he does do
Amber.
that. Oh, God! Jess, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there.
You just accepted my call.
Did I? Oh. Sorry. I must have done that without thinking. Did you need something?
Oh, well, yes. I'm just here to let you know that you are this year's winner of the over 18s category to write a Halloween story in the Discount Bookshop's 2022 Halloween competition. Congratulations, Amber. You are currently on the Discount Bookshop podcast right now. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm on what?
You're on the Discount Bookshop podcast.
What's that?
It's I host a podcast which is for staff and customers of the Discount Bookshop. And
why am I on that?
Because that's your prize for winning the Halloween story writing competition.
Well, I thought I would win the complete box set of the Rowan Dale books.
No. That was the prize for the under 18s category, I'm afraid. I know, I'd be disappointed as well.
Well, I really wanted that prize.
Well, the thing is, we only had one set of books to give away.
Well, can't I have it?
Well, no, because it's already been won by... let me just find the name. Toby Lamb.
Why can't I have it instead of him? Just take it off him.
Well, Toby's only 6, and he wrote a really lovely story.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be lovely. It was supposed to be spooky. It can't be on the podcast instead of me. I don't mind at all.
Well, I don't mean lovely as such. I just meant... And I'm sure you don't mind at all, but, you know...
Well, I don't want to be on the podcast anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is, you're sort of already on it.
How did that happen?
Well, because you accepted my call, and it does say that if you won the competition in your category, you'd be on the podcast. So, you know, I kind of expected you to know that.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't have time to read the small print. What does it mean that I'm already on the podcast? How do I get off it?
Look, the idea was that the two of us will read out your winning short story. It's very good, and the audience are keen to hear the winning entry.
Really?
Yes! Yours came out first of everyone who entered, so you did really well.
Well, how many people entered?
52.
52 just in one category. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, well, no, that was all of the entries put together.
So in mine?
In your category, the over 18s, there were... Well, the thing is, you have to remember that young kids write stories all the time, so it's easier. And the prize for the under 18s was better, so...
Jess, can you just tell me how many, please?
There were 8 entries for the over 18s.
Only 8?
I've read them, and some of those really were terrible. I mean, absolutely awful. So, look, Amber, I can see that you're not impressed.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
How about... Now, I shouldn't really do this, but just for this one occasion, how about I try to get you a gift card for the discount bookshop?
How much?
£5? £7?
No.
Amber, you work for the company. You know I'm not allowed to do this.
Well, I have a hamster on the run in my house, which I need to find pretty sharpish. So if you're not going to bother...
Amber, it's not that I'm not going to bother. Oh, God, I'm going to regret this. What about £15? You know, with your staff discount, that should be enough money to cover the cost of your own complete set of Rowendale books like you wanted.
Nah, I think I'll just probably spend it on something else. But I've thought about that, and I would like to accept your offer.
Oh, thank God. Well, okay, head office can't know that I did that, so just in case they listen. I know they won't, but just in case they do, I'll just cut out that conversation that we just had. Are you happy to just do a very quick introduction, then read out your story?
What do I need to say?
Oh, no, I mean, I'll do the introduction. You don't have to worry about that. Okay?
When do I get the gift card?
Friday?
I want to use it tomorrow.
Thursday? It'll definitely be, definitely arrive by then.
Tomorrow?
Okay, tomorrow. And the winner of the over 18s category for the Discount Bookshop Podcast 2022 Halloween Short Spooky Story Writing Competition is Amber Coombe. Yes, Amber Coombe, who is a sales assistant in the Bath branch of the Discount Bookshop, is our winner. Just a bit of feedback from the judges in head office before we jump right in. They said, Amber's style of writing is unlike any I've seen before. Her use of repetition reminds me of my 4-year-old nephew, and the story is somehow very self-aware of itself, if you know what I mean. Overall, it wasn't the worst attempt, and was the best entry by a country mile, but that's not saying much, because... Yes, the judges' feedback there.
Well, what did the last bit say?
They, I'm not going to read that last bit, but they, just looking at my watch, I don't really have time to read it out loud. He really loved it. Anyway, on with reading your winning entry. Do you want to introduce your wonderful piece?
Yeah. So here is my spooky short story, Terrance the Terrifying Tortoise. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Green and bright. I was already going.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, go.
In a green.
Sorry. I did it again. Okay, go. and go.
In a green and bright back garden somewhere in East Sussex lived a tortoise called Terrance. Terrance was green and dark green and light green as well, and he was green. He was called Terrance. Pretty spooky, if you ask me. Why so much green, I hear you ask? Well, because that was the only colour crayon I could find. But if you press lighter on the paper, the green is lighter, and if you press harder, the green is normally darker. And if you press the usual amount, you get an average sort of colour green. Anyway, one day, Terrance was out for his daily stroll when he noticed a spider's web right in front of him. He went...
Wow, why do we have here?
Oh, sorry, I've written that wrong. That's supposed to say, what do we have here?
Wow, what do we have here? Is this some silly string that some silly kids have spookily left in my green and bright back garden in East Sussex? I'll have a closer look, I think.
And with that, Terrance took 4 steps forward to get a closer look. Half an hour later, when he had taken his 4 steps, he blinked once, twice, thrice, and frowned.
Oh, Well, this won't do at all. I can't have all of this spooky mess around my green and bright back garden. Whatever next? What will all of my neighbours say? They'll look out of their windows and say, "Wow, too spooky for me," and maybe even jump back in fear too.
Terrance, the terrifying tortoise, he stood still for a while to gather his thoughts about what his next step should be. Every step that Terrance took, it was a very long time. So he saved a lot of energy by thinking before he stepped. Whilst he stood there for hours on end, Terrance was visited by his friend, Handkerchief the hippo. Hippo plodded past, waving as she went, but then she stopped in her tracks. Why was Terrance the terrifying tortoise standing so still? Was he quite well? Was he hoping to become the new statue in the town square? Something didn't seem right. So Handkerchief the hippo started plodding towards him. She made her way over and paused to take a closer look at Terrance. As she was observing Terrance, their friend, Lamppost the llama, galloped past the garden. She halted to a stop and peered over at the two frozen friends. Unlike them, she had no trouble with pace, so she galloped towards them at a great speed and skidded just close enough. She watched as Handkerchief the hippo watched Terrance the terrifying tortoise, and there she stayed watching. Before long, along came Pavementy the pony, Wooden Shelfie the sheep, Green Lighty the goat, Broomy the beaver, Do Not Park Between These Times the dog, Car Parkita the cat, Garage the guinea pig, and 20 more animal friends. They all watched each other watch each other. Hours turned into days, turned into weeks. Birthdays passed and still they stood. Stomachs growled and legs ached, but they still stood. What was Terrance the terrifying tortoise doing? Then, suddenly, after literally years of waiting, Terrance the terrifying turtle gasped. One by one, in domino effect, each animal friend was startled by the one in front of them, scaring the lot of them. Terrance gasped, for he finally had the idea that, from the short distance, he could surely just blow the spider's web away. He huffed and puffed, and sure enough, the cobweb was clear in no time. No more cobwebs scaring the neighbours, he thought, and he trudged off to have a think about what he was going to have for lunch. Terrance smiled to himself, pleased with the thought he had just thought of, and all of his animal friends were happy that he was pleased. Not so was the spider, however, who had spent this time making its web, and he was now without.
Aha!
The spider thought.
I'll simply build my web again in exactly the same space, for that was the perfect spot for me to catch my flies.
And so the cycle started again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again and again, adding again. Oh, that should say and again. And again.
Okay, is that the end?
Nearly there. And again, and again, and again.
Sorry to cut in there, but how many and agains can we expect?
Well, I had to make it up to about 10 pages, so it is quite a lot.
You didn't have to write 10 pages exactly. It was just no more than 10 pages.
Oh, for goodness sake. Why didn't anyone give me this info beforehand?
Well, if you'd listened to the podcast.
So what did you think of the story?
Yes, well, I made a few notes, actually, as we were reading through. Just a few questions, really, because I'm sure the listeners will be wondering as well. Okay, so firstly, what exactly is terrifying about Terrance the terrifying tortoise?
Well, how long it takes him to do anything. It's terrifying how much time he just wastes.
And apart from writing the word spooky every now and again, what was spooky about the story?
Well, you know, it's just subjective, isn't it? There's a lot of time wasting going on, and it's just a scary whole lot of miscommunication.
Okay, so it's mostly a tale of how scary the thought of lost time can be. Right, okay. So next question. Where did you come up with the names of the animal friends?
I was just sort of writing things down that I could see from my desk where I was writing.
I see, so Green Lighty the goat.
Yeah, I can see traffic lights from outside my window.
And they turned green.
They turned green just as I was trying to think of a name. I looked up and the lights changed, and it's very lucky, that one.
And names like Do Not Part Between These Times the Dog.
Yeah, that's more literal, that one.
Another sign outside, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay, Wooden Shelfie the sheep. Could you have just stuck to Shelfie the sheep? Then it, sounds a little bit like Shelley or Sophie, a little more of a recognisable name.
But it was a wooden shelf, though.
Right, okay. Well, okay. And Amber, these images, who drew these?
Oh, I did.
Really?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Okay, that's fine. And last question, any particular reason that Terrance the terrifying tortoise turned into a turtle at the end?
No. Why, did it say that?
It did, yeah.
Well, yeah, it is supposed to say that, because he spent so long looking at the spider's web that he evolved back into a turtle.
Back into... Okay, so it's trying to be educational as well, is it?
Absolutely. That was my intention from the start.
Well, we'll leave it there, I think, for now. Thank you for being on the Discount Bookshop podcast, Amber.
And I'll get my gift card tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow, yes.
£15.
Yes.
Great. Well, I'd better go and find my hamster, I suppose.
What's the hamster called?
Red Lighty.
Traffic lights again.
Yeah.
And your name's Amber, so I guess that's like a full traffic light set.
Excuse me?
No, I'm just saying that you've got a hamster named after the red light.
Yeah.
And there's a goat in your story named after the green light.
Yeah.
And your name is Amber, like the amber light. It's like a full traffic light set. You know what? Why stop at 15? I'll make that a £20 gift card, and I'll have it to you by tomorrow.
Oh, great! Well, thank you. Bye, Jess.
Oh, but bye, Amber. Another disastrous chat with a guest. I mean, come on, a £20 gift card. That is going to have to come out of my own pocket, I suppose. And it's not even for someone... I mean, it's not even friends or anything. £20. God, what a day.
Hello.
Hello.
Have you still got the spider?
Oh, Andrew, I'd forgotten all about the spider.
I hadn't.
Yeah, sorry about that. I really let myself down there.
I'm scared of spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't told anyone about the pumpkins either.
Can't you just do it now and add it onto the end?
If anyone wants a free pumpkin, help yourself from the front of our shop from tomorrow.
Is that it?
I had to buy Amber Coombe a £20 Discount Bookshop gift card.
Why?
Because I said that could be her prize because she wasn't happy about being on the podcast as her prize.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be happy winning a chat with you either.
I don't like that.
What?
What you just said, I don't like that at all.
Why?
It's unfriendly.
It's true.
It is not true.
It is. You carry a negative tone to the way you talk.
A negative tone? I can't believe what I'm hearing. I ooze positivity. I use it, Andrew. And I'm a ray of sunlight and bubblegum sparkles. A negative tone? That's unbelievable. Unbelievable and also untrue as well, Andrew. So just think about that for a second. At least I'm not spreading lies.
What about you telling Amber that she could have a £20 gift card from the company as an extra prize?
Employee of the month is Barbara Flute.
Are you going to send Amber the gift card?
Well done, Barbara Flute.
Are you going?
I need to have a bit of quiet time.
Alright. Bye. Well, thanks for everyone for listening to this episode. What episode is she on? Episode 15, blimey. Oh, hang on. Just found some feedback for other entries of the Halloween competition which didn't make the final winners. It doesn't say which whose entries these comments are referring to, but it's just some bullet points saying not spooky enough, too spooky, too unrealistic, too original, couldn't picture the setting, didn't understand the character of the ghost, couldn't understand the title, and lastly, this entry triggered a coughing fit, but that might have just been because of the dust in my office. So, a bit of scattered feedback for the other entries on the whole. Hope that offers some consolation. Anyway, thanks everyone so much for listening to episode 15 of the Discount Bookshop podcast. Please like and subscribe for more, and yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks a lot.